Wow. Here it is, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, kids of all ages. It's the Jewish dish. This is
Absolutely.
it. This is the boss. It's the capi de tutti capi. This is the head of all things. It is the mighty chicken soup. Kristen, now that you're making the mighty dish, okay, I want you to tell our viewers, what do you do? How did you become a food stylist, a chef, a photographer? What is it that Kristen does?
Okay, well, I started off studying food science and nutrition.
Nice.
So that's where my love for food comes from. And then I went into the media industry. I was there for a good 12 years.
Nice.
And then after that, once my kids were born, I decided to freelance. And from then, I've been freelancing, I've been doing editing, I've been styling, I've just started photography.
She hasn't just started, she's lying. She is incredible. Yeah? Next.
And
humble one.
So yeah, my life revolves around food and I love food. And I do demonstrations as well, just to be able to, I believe that happiness is homemade and you don't need to go into restaurants. You don't need to, especially nowadays, it's so important for us to be able to create beautiful food that's satisfying in our own homes.
Absolutely.
And that's what my motto has always been. And I feel now it has become so pertinent to be able to share that love of food with everyone.
Well, creating is what you do. In fact, you're called Create with Kristen, right?
That's correct.
All right, awesome.
Yes.
Well, guys, I want to tell you that not just the Patu family, Kristen, she has come alongside and done this project with me for the last 2 years, made this incredible cookbook. And her photography, you may think you're starting. This is what usually finishing looks like. So such an incredible job. It's been so cool to work with you. I've loved the whole project. I love that we get to make chicken soup together. So this is the thing. You feel sick, your mom says you need chicken soup. You sneeze, you need chicken soup. You cough, you need chicken soup. You're hungry, you need chicken soup. If you got COVID-19, you definitely need chicken soup. All right, so now anything on this tray before we make the chicken soup that is extremely nutritious, full of vitamins? Anything that we
Absolutely.
Cool.
Yeah, we have what my daughter likes to call our rainbow of ingredients. So whenever you want to know that something is nutritious, you look for colors. So we have yellow, we have orange, we have green, and that's at least half of the rainbow. So we're good. That's
so cool.
Yeah.
And for me, one of the most underappreciated of all things, the mighty bay leaf.
Yeah.
This really is just a stunning ingredient. I love how colorful and vibrant it looks. We've got a few pieces of chicken because obviously we're not using the whole thing. Remember guys, we are using what we have in the pantry as opposed to going out and getting an elaborate shopping list. And as you can see, this really is the best way to go. So, Kristen, let's begin. Right. How are we going to start?
So first we're going to fry off our chicken and we're just going to brown it. And what browning does is just adds flavor.
Fantastic. So let's add some flavor.
There we go.
Cool. Awesome, so it's time now. The chicken is browning. We're gonna add all this deliciousness, all this vibrancy into that pot, and then you're gonna let it do its thing.
Great.
Cool, I'm gonna share with you guys a little bit of the story of how we got this chicken soup recipe. And it comes from someone by the name of Mona Slotsky. Now, Mona Slotsky, I've been told, makes the best chicken soup in Johannesburg. And I know what's happening, viewers. You're busy watching and you're busy saying, no, my mom makes the best chicken soup, or my auntie or my granny. And I want to hear from you guys. I want you to let me know if you think that you've got the best chicken soup recipe in Johannesburg, in Cape Town, in Durban, in South Africa. I want to hear from you guys. If you're watching from overseas, tell me. We've got the best chicken soup recipe in the United States. So this chicken soup recipe, which I'm told is so sensational, comes from Mona Slotsky, who unfortunately passed away a couple of years ago. But I got to sit with her sister, Elaine Dove, and we sat one day at Forno's in Johannesburg, and she told me everything about her sister. And she told me that Mona loved to entertain. In fact, so much so that Mona would have up to 50 people at her house for Shabbat dinner. Now, if you're like me and you want to calculate a few things, 50 people, chicken soup, she's making liters, guys. So this recipe was tasted and enjoyed by so many people over the years, and we want the same for you. Now, as we were saying earlier, Jewish penicillin or chicken soup is just so good for you. And I really encourage you guys to make big batches of this and then freeze it. Because if you freeze it, you can always just defrost it at any time. If somebody gets the sniffles, if somebody feels a little bit under the weather, you can always make a batch of chicken soup. Even my wife, Cara, when we're at home, the minute she feels a little bit off, she'll say, oh, I wish we had chicken soup. So we make sure that we keep extras in the freezer, and we make sure that we always have it on hand. Now, last night at my sister's house, we had delicious chicken soup. Shout out to Goldie's in Cape Town. Really, you make stunning chicken soup. But I'm told that Mona Slotsky's rivals the best of the best. So Kristen is busy adding the ingredients into the pot to give it all the deliciousness that it needs, and we're gonna let that cook off. I know that it takes time. Everything that's wonderful takes time. So you're gonna let the chicken soup simmer, and we're gonna hear more about it in a short while. Awesome, so our chicken soup has been simmering for 2 hours, and it's looking wonderful. It smells incredible. I almost wish you could capture the smell on camera. It's just so good. But I want to say that what we're going to do now is transfer this from the pot into a food processor, and we're going to blend all that goodness together to make an incredible chicken soup. Okay, so we're going to taste this now. Seeing as though it is the King of Kings, we are going to each have a little spoon of deliciousness.
This is exciting. Thank you, Mona. I feel healthy already.
If I had a temperature, it's gone.
Yeah.
That is wonderful. Good job.
Shabbat shalom. Thank you, Mona.